Welcome back to chapter 2 of the Novelist, Full House. So when we last left off, we played board games with Tommy, drank with Linda, and Dan didn't work at all on his book. A friend of Dan's was coming to visit. No one's in the living room. Guy, probably not expecting to hear from me, were you? You know I'm all about surprises. Look, we're gonna head up the coast next weekend. We're doing the drive from LA to Seattle. I have an interview up there on Tuesday, and Kelly has a friend who's gonna introduce her to some casting people from Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver represent! Can we crash at your place on the way up? We should be pulling through next Friday. I was thinking we could use it as an excuse to jam on our books. I want to see your new stuff, and I have a draft I want you to take a look at. I'm way beyond knowing what's good or not with my work, so I could really use your advice. And you know I'll give it to you straight about your new book. Is there a title yet? Could be an impromptu writer's workshop, I guess. Anyway, I think it'd be fun. Let me know. That's Dan's friend, Dan's writer friend, who wants to visit. Would be great for Dan's writer's block if we accept his offer. How do we get out? There we go. Honey, I'm sorry it's been so long since my last letter, but we've been all over the place. Have you gotten settled into that big house yet? I hope getting away from everything has been a help for you and Dan. I'm writing because, speaking of getting away, your father and I are going to take a road trip. I found some good AARP deals, and with your father only working part-time, it wasn't very hard to arrange time off. It's been too long since our last trip. I've always enjoyed changes of scenery, and as you're hopefully learning, it can be just the thing a marriage needs. Lord knows it's helped us. The trip won't take us close enough to the shore to come visit. I'm sorry to say, and if you write back, we'll be gone before your letter arrives. We'll call if one of our motels has long distance, but if we don't get a chance to call, send my love to Dan and Thomas. You'll know your father and I want the best for you all. Love, Mom. Alright. That seems to be Linda's mom. Again, Tommy and Dan? But Linda's mom and dad had a rough marriage recently as well. But it seems like they fixed everything up so far. That's good. Can we go see Linda's thoughts?
I thought Tommy was sleeping with us.
I'm checking to see if this is a fold-out. I'm checking if this is a fold-out.
I thought Tommy was sleeping with us.
So Linda wanted Tommy to sleep on the couch here? Not sure what the significance of that is. Where's the last little piece? Oh, right here.
I knew we should have eaten something with the wine last night. My head is killing me. It would have been worse if Dan hadn't come down to help me finish it, though. I didn't expect to see him, but he does have a way of surprising people. I wish we'd had a full night together, but maybe we can do that soon. I'm glad we got even a little time to catch up. We only got through the first side of the record, but we talked about the studio and my new painting, which was nice. It's good to know he's at least trying.
Well, it seems like the relationship is going okay. Well, not as great as it could be probably, but we're working on it. Oh, was there a note right here? Check sofa, call Chamber of Commerce hotels in town, double check T&K trip when Dan gets back. That's Dan's friends, right? T&K. Wash that ugly sweater Mom and Dad gave me so they can see me wearing it. So Linda's mom and dad might be coming for a visit as well. That's not a good thing. Where is everyone else? Oh, seems like Dan's working hard on his new book. I can hear the typewriter.
Hey, Mommy. Hey, honey.
Let's see here.
You can sleep with us.
What about Tommy?
Again, discussing that same problem. of where Tommy's sleeping. Why did they have to discuss that? There's a room right there, right? Maybe we'll find more clues to help us with that. Where's that last piece?
Writer's block turned into writer's fog or something like that. I never found my notebook. I guess it's just gone. Did we lose it in the move? Leave it at home? I ended up having Alice find out about Scott and Sarah by overhearing a phone call. It's awful. Having Alice eavesdrop on them completely kills the sympathy I've been trying to build for her. What a junk solution. But I had to get something down and move on. I guess that was it. Hopefully I can come back and fix it later.
That's actually pretty good general advice for writing. It's better to write something crappy down and fix it than to get stuck and not write anything. Good advice for all students out there as well. Alright, so we're done here.
I took Tynan up on the book jam. He hasn't seen a word of my new book, and fresh eyes are priceless. He bailed me out on Tramer's Way. I hope he understands how much of that book worked because of him. I still remember when we were walking to the pond, and he had the idea about using newspaper clips and police reports. Of course, no matter how many times I tell interviewers it was his idea, they just keep giving me the credit. Maybe they just want the tidy auteur version. Oh well, can't change that. Let's just hope he has an idea for this one too. Friday can't get here soon enough.
It would really help Dan if Tynan could come. You can tell here. Oh shit, oh crap, oh crap. Pretty sure she saw us just now. She's not suspicious. So Dan, we'll have to find fishing poles if we want Dan to have a happy week. I think having Dan have a happy week might be a good thing, because I mean, he gave up his whole last week for his family. Oh. Tommy playing with his dad, watching TV. Where's Tommy? Have we looked at Tommy yet? Yeah, where is Tommy? Downstairs living room. Yes, he is. Can we get around him?
Let me call his mom.
Can Davey sleep over?
Uh-oh. Do they want to have to sleep over the same week that Linda's mom and dad are visiting and Dan's friend Tynan? Oops. We can use the blue sheets to make a sofa fort. Alright. So we found everything this time. Oh, it's a tough spot. We have a sleepover going on. We have Linda's mom and dad. And we have Dan's writer friend. That's not a good... Oh, God. Wait. Whew, that was a close one. Was she reading something just now?
Hey there.
Oh, get out of here, man. I talked to Davey's parents and they're okay with him sleeping over. They said they'd take care of Tommy some weekend in return. I know the timing isn't great, but maybe we can work something out. Let's talk when you get up. Linda? Yeah, seems like the sleepover is happening this week. That's not good. Oh! Didn't want to bother you while you were working, but didn't want to forget again. Been meaning to ask, have you found any ponds on your hikes? Creeks? No rush, just curious. It's kind of a bad sign that Dan and Linda are talking by notes.
Good news. Mom called today with a change of plans. They made better time on the first leg of the trip than they expected, and they're coming to visit. Bad news, they want to come this weekend. Did Dan tell Tynan they could stay here for sure, or is that still up in the air? I'll ask after dinner. She sounded cheerful enough on the phone, though I can't help wondering if they took this trip because they hit another rough patch. I hope not. I hope they just want to see Tommy and have a classic Mears family feast. Though, maybe seeing how they've ended up will be good perspective for Dan and me. Speaking of which, Dad better not get nosy. I've told him 1,000,000 times that my marriage is not his business. Maybe I'll try the thing Christine told me. When someone asks you something private, just say, "Why do you ask?" Put it back on them and see if they've actually got a reason to get into your business. Yeah, I've got to remember to try that. We'll see how he answers that one.
As I was saying before I entered the note, it's kind of a bad sign that Dan and Linda are talking by notes, like they're not even talking in person anymore. Did he see me? Nope. Woo! That was a close one. So we can pretty much move on now, but I want to walk around the house a little bit more just to see if we've missed anything. I think that would be good.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Oh god.
Blast off!
Whoa, where'd he conjure that rocket from? Out of nothing. So there's the blue sheets, I think. Oh, okay. Last week, we gave everything up for Tommy, so Tommy won't be our first choice this time. It's kind of sad that a kid won't get to have a sleepover, but there'll be next time, right? I think this time we need to focus on Dan's own thoughts and what he wants. So he wants the fishing poles. Let's find the fishing poles. Right there. Alright. Nighttime once again. January 17th. I'm now certain there's something strange with the light here. It must be those windows. I was reviewing old deeds in the living area and saw some sort of flash of light out of the corner of my eye. I would assume the elevation would put the ocean too far away for the sun to reflect off a wave, but perhaps not. I looked, but there was nothing except a strange shimmer, like heat above the asphalt of a hot road. It dissipated almost immediately. Perhaps some concentration of the light caused it. But on to work. I've begun cataloging possible options for the property. I owe Mr. Lowry a report by the 24th. So the previous owner was also investigating what's wrong with this house by himself. Anything in the kitchen? Nope. So this time, who do we want to compromise with? Linda didn't get a full thing last time. You know what I mean? Thing. So I guess we're gonna let Linda's parents stay over too. I think that would be good. I'm sorry, Tommy. Next week, alright? I think this game would be really interesting to watch, or like... Ooh, wait. I failed to log my activities yesterday as nothing of note occurred. There have been no tricks of the light for 2 days, and I've grown certain that the ones I saw were reflections from the ocean improbably reaching the house. I've been able to focus on the task at hand. The task at hand, and am suitably pleased with the condition of the property. I have also reached a decision on how to proceed. It came to me this morning as I stood in the conservatory, admiring the beauty of the forest. I hadn't begun my work yet and was thinking of nothing in particular, when an idea came into my head fully formed. I was surprised that it had appeared with such clarity, but it's not unheard of for the mind to ponder a question in the subconscious. As for the idea, it's quite simple. I will buy the house myself. Huh. Does this guy still own the house? Like right now, are we renting or what? Fix Act 2, get Dan to help clean up. So what was I saying before? I was saying something before I read that. Huh. I lost my train of thought, but I guess I'll come back to it sooner rather than later. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool to see people of different generations play this game, because right now I'm, not a dad, not a husband, not male, and all that stuff, not a writer. So my decisions would probably be different from someone who's like an actual parent, actual dad, actual writer. But yeah, let's choose Linda's compromise. I always forget that we have to go to Dan and whisper it. Dan was too excited about getting Tynan's feedback to cancel the visit. He found that the fishing poles were in great shape and that he and his friend hit it off like they'd seen each other yesterday. Linda told them where they could find a small pond in the woods, and their trip paid off not only in fresh fish for dinner, but in new ideas for their books as well. Linda was glad they were able to make room for everyone, but with so much going on in the house, she didn't get as much time she would have liked to visit her parents. They were glad to be able to come at all, though Linda didn't get a chance to pull her mother aside to see how her parents were doing. Tommy cried when Dan told him Davey wouldn't be able to sleep over, and the fact that the extra sheets were used for grown-up house guests instead of a sofa fort only upset him more. He didn't want to sleep with his parents, and in the middle of the night he woke up and tried to get back into his room, causing an embarrassing scene. Ah, now I get it. So Linda was trying to make Tommy sleep on the sofa because guests were coming over.